Allama Muhammad Iqbal, 1877–1938, was a renowned philosopher, poet, and politician from British India, widely regarded as one of the most influential figures in the intellectual and cultural history of South Asia. He is considered the spiritual father of Pakistan, and his visionary ideas played a pivotal role in the creation of the country. His poetry, philosophical thought, and political activism have left a lasting impact on the Muslim world and the intellectual life of the region. 1. Early life and education. Birth. Iqbal was born on November 9, 1877, in Sialkot, Punjab, then part of British India, now in Pakistan, into a Kashmiri Brahmin family that had converted to Islam several generations earlier. Education. He received his early education in Sialkot and then moved to Lahore, where he attended Government College Lahore. Iqbal was a brilliant student and earned degrees in both philosophy and literature. His early exposure to classical Persian and Urdu poetry influenced his own literary development. Studies abroad. In 1905, Iqbal traveled to Europe for further education. He studied at Trinity College, Cambridge, where he obtained a degree in philosophy, and later earned a doctorate in philosophy from the University of Munich in Germany. His thesis, The Development of Metaphysics in Persia, highlighted his deep understanding of Islamic philosophy and Persian thought. He also qualified as a barrister at Lincoln's Inn in London. 2. Philosophical thought and poetry. Iqbal's intellectual contributions were immense, and he drew from various philosophical traditions, including Islamic thought, Western philosophy, and the work of mystics like Rumi. His key philosophical ideas include selfhood. Khudi. One of Iqbal's central philosophical concepts is that of Khudi, selfhood. In his poetry, Iqbal emphasizes the development of the individual's self-consciousness and inner strength. He believed that through self-realization and spiritual awakening, individuals and nations could achieve greatness. His ideas were deeply influenced by Nietzsche's concept of the Übermensch, Superman, but Iqbal gave it an Islamic twist, where self-realization leads to submission to God's will, not individual power. Reconstruction of Islamic thought. Iqbal sought to reinterpret and revive Islamic philosophy in the modern age. In his famous series of lectures, later published as The Reconstruction of Religious Thought in Islam, he addressed the need for ijtihad, independent reasoning, in Islamic jurisprudence and encouraged Muslims to embrace both reason and faith in navigating modern challenges. Pan-Islamism and Muslim Renaissance. Iqbal envisioned a spiritual and intellectual revival of the Muslim world. He believed that Muslims had lost their dynamism and needed to revive their spiritual and intellectual vigor. He also promoted the idea of a united Muslim Ummah, community, across national boundaries, advocating for Islamic solidarity. Poetry in Urdu and Persian. Iqbal was a master poet in both Urdu and Persian, and his poetry is known for its depth, spirituality, and call for self-empowerment. Some of his key poetic works include Asrar-i Khudi, The Secrets of the Self. One of his most famous works, this Persian philosophical poem explores the idea of selfhood and the journey of the individual soul. Rumazib-i Khudi, The Secrets of Selflessness. A companion piece to Asrar-i Khudi, it deals with the relationship between the individual and the community, stressing the importance of collective life. Bang-i-Dra, The Call of the Marching Bell. A collection of Urdu poems, including his famous nationalistic and revolutionary poems such as Ser Jahan Se Akka, Bal-i Jibril, Gabriel's Wing, and Zarb-i Kalam, The Rod of Moses. These collections deal with themes of spiritual renewal, selfhood, and the challenges facing the Muslim world. 3. Political role and vision of Pakistan. Iqbal and Muslim nationalism. Iqbal's political thought matured in response to the political conditions of British India. He believed that Muslims of India, being a distinct community with their own religious, cultural, and social identity, needed political autonomy to flourish. Allahabad Address, 1930. Iqbal's most famous political contribution came in the form of his presidential address at the All India Muslim League's session in Allahabad in 1930. Here, He articulated the idea of an independent Muslim state in the northwestern parts of India, which laid the intellectual foundation for the creation of Pakistan. He envisioned a separate homeland where Muslims could freely practice their faith and develop their culture. Although Iqbal did not live to see the creation of Pakistan in 1947, his ideas greatly influenced the country's founder, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and the broader movement for Muslim political rights in India. 4. Influence and legacy. Spiritual father of Pakistan. Iqbal is often referred to as the spiritual father of Pakistan due to his intellectual contribution to the idea of a separate Muslim state in India. His vision for a separate Muslim homeland inspired the Pakistan movement. Philosophy of action. Iqbal's works inspired generations of Muslims to embrace action, self-determination, and a renewed commitment to Islamic principles. His focus on both intellectual development and spiritual revival remains a central part of his legacy. Commemoration. Iqbal is celebrated annually in Pakistan on Iqbal Day, November 9th, and numerous educational institutions, public places, and awards are named in his honor. His tomb is located near the Badshahi Mosque in Lahore, Pakistan, and remains a place of homage. 5. Major works. Some of Iqbal's key works include The Secrets of the Self, Asrar-e-Khudi, 1915. The Secrets of Selflessness, Rumaz-i-Khudi, 1918. The Reconstruction of Religious Thought in Islam, 1930. The Call of the Marching Bell, Bang-i-Dra, 1924. Gabriel's Wing, Bal-i-Jibril, 1935. The Rod of Moses, Zarb-i-Qalam, 1936. 6. Death. Allama Iqbal passed away on April 21, 1938, in Lahore, British India, now Pakistan, at the age of 60. His death was mourned across the Muslim world, and he was remembered as a thinker whose ideas transcended his time. In summary, Allama Iqbal was a visionary whose poetry, philosophy, and political thought not only inspired the creation of Pakistan but also left a profound legacy in the broader Islamic world. His ideas continue to be studied and revered, making him a towering figure in the intellectual history of the 20th century.